Hello and welcome to episode number 40. Episode 40 we're on of the TEW 2016 challenge run. We are booking SmackDown Live. Very big show this week. So, without any further ado, let's get it underway. We start with the former Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor coming to the ring. First time we've seen him since his defeat to Robert Roode at Money in the Bank. And Balor explains, he says, I've always been coming in, I've been honest with everyone. I could sit here and make excuses. Robert Roode obviously did not win fair and square, but the fact of the matter is, I got beat. I've always been the bigger man. Robert Roode, lest you forget, got this number one contendership match because he beat me. And because I'm a fair champion, I feel if he beat the champ, he should have got a title shot. So I gave him the shot he deserved, and I just happened to lose. So I could sit here and bitch and moan and beg for another shot, but that's not me. I'm an honest human. I'll give my congrats to the new champion, Bobby Roode, or Robert Roode even. And because rematches aren't automatic anymore, I guess I'll work my way up to getting my title back, because this is not the end of Finn Balor, this is just the beginning, and I will be standing here yet again, Intercontinental Champion. That's when he's dropped. He turns around, and out of nowhere, he's dropped from behind. Well, technically it's not from behind, but he turned around into it. But it's by a Claymore, by Drew McIntyre. And he screams off the mic, but he'd stand over Balor's prone body and scream in his face, go, "What about me, Finn? What about me? What about me?" And then he'd pie face him as he walks to the back. So Balor's return to SmackDown ruined by Drew McIntyre, who apparently has some sort of vendetta against Finn Balor. Literally just a match that's happening because none of the matches I'd booked I wanted to open the show with, because they all have angles and shit that needs to go ahead of them. So yeah, Kairi Sane beats Liv Morgan, I guess. Enjoy it. Enjoy Liv on SmackDown. She's not here often. We then get Carmella and Mandy come out, and they're followed by Sasha and Bayley, who did indeed show up to SmackDown here from Raw, and they're like, right, we're here, what do you want? And Mandy and Carmella probably does the talking because she's better on the mic. Ever since you won those tag titles at WrestleMania, they've pretty much been Raw exclusive, because we've been sat here working our asses off in the women's tag division here on SmackDown. We got no recognition from it because you were too busy giving all your Raw gals the shots. Sasha's like, well, we've been open to challenges this whole time. It's just all the challenges have come from Raw. But we're here now, and we're more than happy to defend these titles against SmackDown opposition. In fact, why don't we do it at, say, the upcoming SmackDown pay-per-view, WWE Battleground? And this is what Carmella and Mandy wanted to hear. And they smile, and then they say, yay, that's all we really wanted, you can go now. Sasha and Bayley would turn to leave, and Carmella and Mandy would assault them, knocking them through the ropes and to the floor, and attacking the women's tag team champions. Kathy Kelly is backstage trying to find and get an interview with Randy Orton. She knocks on his locker room door, and very stern, probably this face you see right here, Randy Orton, comes out. And he's like, what do you want? And then she's like, I just wanted... She's sort of stuttering. He's like, God damn it, Kathy, what do you want? Clearly, visibly pissed off after his loss last week. And she's like, I just wanted to get your thoughts on your loss to the Snake Busters thanks to Kevin Owens last week, and Randy would just sort of half. He'd go, come here, Kathy, and Kathy would sort of get closer to him, and Orton would grab her and pin her up against the wall, and they'd be like, never ask me that again. But you want to know what I'm going to do about it? I'm going to make Kevin Owens pay. I'm going to take him apart, piece by piece. So poor Kevin Owens, who's just being a nice guy helping Curtis Axel last week, actually has to focus on the main event tonight, which is a fatal four-way between himself, Jinder Mahal, Luke Harper, and... is it Ricochet? No, it's not Ricochet. It's Kofi Kingston, where the winner of that will become the number one contender for the IC title. But apparently Randy Orton has got blood on his mind after Owens caused an embarrassing defeat last week. This did a lot better than I thought it would. The Bar defeat the Lucha Generation in 11 minutes. So another tag team has fallen to the wayside when trying to stop the Bar. And there's only one team on SmackDown that the Bar are yet to defeat. We see Curtis Axel and R-Truth behind one of those production boxes backstage with their little plastic Ghostbusters packs on with a little snake crossed out on the back. And R-Truth's whispering, he's like, we've got to be on high alert. You never know when a snake could strike us from behind. And then Big Show would tap them both on the shoulder. And obviously they're in prone snake busting mode. So they think it's a snake and they both get startled. They turn around. And R-Truth with his little plastic Ghostbusters proton pack would try and bust and suck Big Show in like he's Slimer. This is so stupid. I love it. There's a very real possibility that I'm the only person that finds this funny. But I do find it funny, so it's going to continue. And Big Show's like, he's really exasperated. He's like, as you may have noticed, or not, because you're not exactly all there, the Bar have sort of defeated everybody in the tag team division recently. They've beaten the New Day, the Hardys, Lashley and Apollo, Lucha Generation, all of them. And there's only one team left on SmackDown that we're yet to call upon to stop the Bar. And then R-Truth and Axel are like, oh my god, really? And Big Show's like, yep, really. And R-Truth's like, the Legion of Doom? And Axel would look at him all confused and be like, how about you say it, Battleground? You two. I can't believe I'm saying this, Big Show's like, but you two against the Bar for the SmackDown tag team titles. Crowd would erupt because these two are fucking hella over with the crowd, in my mind. And they'd be like, yeah, we'll take that. And Big Show's like, okay, I guess it's set. And he'd walk away sort of rubbing his head like, oh my god, are these two really... This can't be our best tag team on SmackDown. But they have got a title shot at Battleground. It will be the Bar defending against the Snake Busters, R-Truth and Curtis Axel. Rey Mysterio, Andrade and Zelina are backstage, just discussing life. And then Rey's like, I've got a match coming up next with Apollo Crews. And I've been told you two have to stay behind for whatever reason. So, and good luck, Rey. Rey goes. And Zelina asks, Andrade's like, what do you think we've got to stay here for? Andrade's like, meh, I don't know. I sort of look away. And then Zelina would see something off camera. She'd be like, Andrade, look out. Well, she'd be more panicked than that. She's like, Andrade, look out. And then two people would charge in off camera, but they would take the cameraman out as well. The cameraman would fall, and we would just see like the bottoms of their legs, and then Andrade getting laid out on the floor, and the bottom of Zelina's legs, so you can't really see what's going on. But you can see there's commotion between these two people and Andrade and Zelina. And Andrade gets taken out, and Zelina is left all alone. We get Rey Mysterio's match, where he gets beaten by Apollo Crews because he's got no one. Because there's no Andrade and Zelina with him. And because Apollo needs more big wins. He's actually getting up there. I think he's at 50s, but he's got to be at 70s by SummerSlam, which is 2 months away. So he's going to start picking up some big wins now. After the match, Lio Rush goes, I'm like, whoa. What you just saw was the Adonis Apollo Crews destroying a legend known as Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio may as well go and retire. This is what we think of Rey Mysterio in the year 2019. They point to Bobby Lashley bent over, and they point to Lashley's bum. And then Leo's like, that's right, he's ass. Well, no matter, the almighty Bobby Lashley, after seeing Apollo pick up the win here tonight, he wants a match with whoever wants to step to the almighty Bobby Lashley. And Mr. Money in the Bank Ricochet is more than happy to oblige. And him and Lashley have their match. Ricochet gets the win. Ricochet scoring a 78. Boy, he really will be ready for that title soon, I think. But after the match, Ricochet is celebrating when Rusev jumps in the ring from behind and gives him a match kick to the back of the head and locks in the accolade. Not the actual accolade, the one, the sort of the newish one. He locked in like when he had Kalisto and he won the US title, and he bent him all the way back. Because Ricochet's a smaller, agile guy, he'd like do that one because that one looks more deadly. And Ricochet would pick up the Money in the Bank briefcase and walk out with it. How on earth did this get to be? Charlotte and Asuka just must be that good. But in a match thrown together by Big Show to sort of test their wits, Alexa Bliss, Asuka and Charlotte, who all had that confrontation with Shayna Baszler last week, defeat the star-studded top of the division team of Nia Jax, Tamina and Alicia Fox. When Asuka, it says Nia, I'd actually probably have it be either Alicia or I probably wouldn't have it not be Nia, but the game's picked Nia, so They're just proving that they can coexist when it comes to stopping Shayna Baszler as the SmackDown Women's Champion. Daniel Bryan, back where he was last week, says, reiterates, Aleister Black broke my heart when he took that championship and he threw it in that trash can and said, it can burn in hell. A little piece of me was burning with it. You see, but Aleister Black burning that championship was a metaphor. That's a metaphor for everything I'm trying to stop. And that was a metaphor of the planet going up in flames and being taken to hell because of people like Aleister Black and because of people like the WWE Universe who don't care about saving the planet. And if I've got to get this message across myself and Rowan will do whatever means necessary to get that message across. Rowan would step aside, and behind him we would see Zelina Vega, sat in a chair, tied up, gagged. Braun would go up to her, and they'd be like, these are the means necessary that I'm willing to go, Aleister. And for those who may not know, Zelina here, this is the lucky lady in Aleister Black's life. The one lady who managed to find emotion in that cold, black heart of that Satan-worshipping no-gooder. So, Aleister, you want to break my heart and burn my championship, my property, my baby? Well, look what we have here. Your wife, tied up, trapped, just like the planet is right now, because of people like you. So, Aleister, you want to come find me and give me one more shot to get my championship back at Battleground. Very dark and sinister promo from Daniel Bryan, but Aleister Black has driven him mad by burning that championship. So he even said himself he wouldn't normally go this far to get a title shot, but he's gonna fucking do it now. Main event, 81B. Interesting. Luke Harper defeats Kofi Kingston, Jinder Mahal, and Kevin Owens when Luke Harper gets the pinfall over Jinder Mahal, a discus clothesline because Kevin Owens got taken out by Randy Orton. And Luke Harper is the new number one contender for the IC title. Yeah. Robert Roode was on commentary for this match to advance the story, and you can see here, him and Tom Phillips, pretty good together. So that tells me that A, I should have him do guest commentary more often. B, when he retires, might not be a bad career path for Rob Bobby here. I actually don't think it would be in real life. I think he would actually do pretty decent at being a colour commentator. But anyway, Luke Harper has a date with Robert Roode at Battleground. This SmackDown gets an 87 B+. A lot of big things happening on this show. A lot of stories starting, a lot advancing. And of course, the biggest of all, the Snake Busters are going to Battleground. Now it's time for 205 Live. We are back with some cruiserweight action here on 205 Live. We start off with just a scoreboard match. Jack Gallagher getting the win over Leo Rush with the 77 snap. And I didn't update this, but I can actually do it right now because this is the only... Wait, no, it's not, because this one also is. Okay. Jack Gallagher takes Leo Rush's spot on the board. We then get a backstage segment, Paige talking to her boys, basically saying, hyping them up for tonight's main event, which is these three, Tyler Bate, Noam Dar, and Kenny Williams. Haven't got an actual group name for them yet. Against Buddy Murphy, Flip Gordon, and Evan Bourne. In a 6-man tag team match. We then get this backstage segment. Daivari and Gulak chatting when the Singh brothers walk in. And so do the Lucha Dragons, and so do Team White Wolf. They all have an 8-way sort of argument. Some interesting things brewing here between these 8 gentlemen. And they can prove who the top tag team is next week when there's a 4-way tag match. Eric Young is here. His weight change. Actually, funny story. I decided I was going to debut him this week regardless because I was tired of running vignettes for him because it's only Eric Young. So I thought I haven't necessarily got to wait for him to be a lightweight because he's not going to win the title straight away. But it's actually finished. He actually changed to a lightweight the day after last 205 Live. So he's officially a lightweight. He can officially win the Cruiserweight title. And he defeats Aiden English here on his debut, so he can take Aiden English's spot on the board. Sorry for the live editing right there. Hurricane in his office that he'd have decked up in some sort of superhero garb. Or either pictures of superheroes or just dressed to look like a superhero lair. Or you'd probably call it his cave, his bat cave, or his lair, or whatever. His Avengers HQ. But Mike and Maria Kanellis would walk in and be like, "Hello, Shane." He'd probably try and use his real name. Well, no, he was never Shane Helms, he was always Gregory Helms, so I guess Gregory would be what you'd call him. And he'd be like, "It's fitting that you're here dressed as a superhero because you really could save my life." And Hurricane's like, "What up with that?" And Mike's like, "Well, you could actually save my career here by actually booking me to do stuff on 205 Live. You can actually book me to be in the main event next week and be the top star that I know I can be for this division." And Hurricane's like, "Okay, next week you can have another open challenge like you had at Money in the Bank." prove yourself to me. You're not being given anything. And then he'd be like, now be gone. And he'd have a cape on, and the cape would sort of like get in Mike's face, trying as if the hurricane like whooshed in the and the cape. Main event, 66B plus, C plus. The heels, the baby faces. Yes, that's exactly what I meant to say. The heels, they get the win over the baby faces. The Brits, when Tyler Bate defeats Evan Bourne with the title 97 after Page interfered. What I'd have this be is it would be your crazy 6-man tag standard cruiserweight match where they were all doing dives, and then that leaves Tyler Bate and Evan Bourne in the ring. Bourne would Tyler would be the first person to be taken down, but Evan Bourne would be the last man standing, and he'd be all fired up. And the referee would be distracted by something. Page would like take off a heel, throw a heel at Evan Bourne. He'd get hit with the shoe, and then that would distract him, and Tyler Bate would hit the Tyler Driver 97 and get the win. So the heels working better as a cohesive unit here tonight. And they score the win over the biggest star on 205 Live, the current number 1 contender, and the returning former main roster star. 59 C minus, it is only 205 Live, so I don't expect too much. But that is the end of the show and the end of this episode. Episode 41 is up next, so we'll be booking week 3 of Raw. See you guys then.